Hey there, everyone. We took a trip out to Lawrence Lake. It's actually called Lawrence Pond in Marquette County. On the left there, that's my brother Terry. On the right, that's my buddy Tom. This is the first flag of the morning, or actually of the day. We went out the day before and set up and stayed out overnight so that way we could get the spot that we wanted to get set up because it gets really packed out there. So if you're not out there super early, you're probably not going to get the spot you want. That was a 14.5 inch bass that he got there. I actually got, I believe, 2 pike and 1 bass before this, but I didn't even have my camera out of my truck yet. I was still getting everything set up, the shack and everything, so. But it was definitely a good day. He had a knot going on there, all his line was messed up, so it's a good thing that he still got this one. Just a little bait burner right there, folks. That's what I call them, just because pretty much just wasting your bait. But if you're out there with kids, they're fun to catch, especially if you can get flags all day. Get kids hooked on fishing by doing that. There's a better pike there. That one was, I believe, 29 inches. Then as we get into early morning here, that fog really came in. Even after this, you couldn't even see that tree line. Like a half hour later, you couldn't see the tree line over there, but brother just pulled in that nice walleye. It was 23 inches and 4 3/4 pounds. I believe he only lost by, I think the biggest walleye caught was 23 3/4 inches, so he only lost by 3/4 of an inch, which kind of stinks, but I guess it's better than nothing. I mean, it's a nice fish, and he'll get a nice meal out of that, so. And a really good experience. He said that's the biggest walleye he ever pulled through the ice. He had a nice little bass here. I don't even think we measured this one. He just threw it back right away. And in the morning at like 3 to 3:30 in the morning, people were just piling out, and around 5 o'clock it was just steady. I mean, one vehicle after another, people walking out there, driving four-wheelers, snowmobiles, UTVs, everything. It was pretty insane. This is my first fish of the morning. Just a little pike there. Like I said, definitely fun to catch if you have kids out there. You can be running all day, and it's a good way to teach them how to catch them on tip-ups, pulling in the line, and if they run, how to let it a little bit loose. That way they can run and they don't break the line. That way when they do hook onto something bigger, they know how to fight it right. And less than 10 minutes later, I had another flag go up. Which turned out to be a decent one. Not positive, but I think that was the 16-inch bass I caught. So now I got one that was 16 inches that we entered in, but it wasn't big enough. I believe the biggest bass that was caught was 17.5 inches. And the biggest bluegill caught was only I believe 7.5 inches or 8.5. And I searched around quite a bit, and I could only get on smaller ones. The biggest ones I caught were roughly probably 6 inches long. A lot of them in that, probably 5, 6 inch range I got. I didn't get all them all on camera, but I caught probably, I don't know, I'd say 20 panfish over the day. I even got one little perch, but that was not on camera. That was right away in the morning before I even pulled the camera out of the truck. I'm catching them on glow jig from Just a Hooking Custom Jigs. It's white glow with red and pink dots. And I was also catching them on, well, that was a 3mm jig. And I also had a Fire Tiger 3mm jig that was glow from Just a Hooking Custom Jigs that I was using. And then I was using a little black spider that was black with silver flake in it from Junior's Jigtails. And I tried a bunch of different plastics and colors, and having that aqua view is really nice because you can see how they react to the bait. And black was definitely the best color. They really went after that, but I was jigging really slow to start with in the morning. Look at the look on her face. I was jigging really slow in the morning, and they were coming after it, but they weren't really going after it hard, and they didn't seem that interested. In midday, I started jigging a lot more aggressive and rough, and for some reason that they made them really want it. They turned them into aggressive fish. I mean, I'd have schools of 3, 4 of them coming in, just small schools, but they would be fighting over it. I changed up a bunch of stuff. I couldn't figure it out, and I was getting irritated, and I just started jigging it a lot harder, a lot more aggressive, and that definitely turned the bite on for me. After I found that out, anyone that was on camera, I think only a couple straight away after that, 90% of them that came in, I caught. They went after it right away. I'd bring them in from a ways away, and they'd come in and just slam it. I'm just teaching her how to hold it. With her little thumb, she can fit that almost straight in her mouth. She wanted a couple to keep for a meal later, I guess. So I got her, I believe, 4 of them that were like 6 inches, the biggest ones that I caught. There are a lot of little dinks like that, though, that I caught too that I didn't even get on camera. My battery has kept dying. It says they're supposed to last for 2 hours, but when it's cold out like that, it wasn't even too cold. It was roughly 30 degrees, but my batteries just kept dying like every hour, and I only have 2 batteries, so I would switch them out and then put one on the charger, and they kept on getting less and less. So throughout the day, I had to keep changing them more, and they wouldn't charge that long, and it was just a big hassle. I'm going to invest in getting probably 2 more batteries for it. I think that's the only solution that I have for right now, especially for ice fishing. Once it becomes spring and summer, I don't think I'll have an issue with it. That was a bass that my dad caught. I believe that one was 15.5. I only got him catching 1 fish because I was in the shack pretty much all day, except for maybe 20 minutes. I was out of it, but from like 5:30 to 1:30 in the afternoon, 5:30 in the morning to 1:30 in the afternoon, I was in there just jigging like heck, giving it everything I had, hoping something would come on that screen that was worthwhile. But unfortunately, it didn't happen. Just a bunch of smaller ones. As you can see, though, after I started jigging aggressively, they just came in and smoked it. She's weird, but like most kids, they are at that age. She's only 5. She wanted to throw it back, but since she didn't have her gloves, she didn't want to get her hands poked by the fins, so she told me to put it in her cup so she could throw it back. Once she saw that aqua view and the fish coming in and going after the bait, she was in there for pretty much the rest of the day by me. She really liked that. Definitely kept her entertained and busy out there. Pull it up for a little bit of a close-up. You can see I ripped a tail off of that spider just to give it a smaller profile. But I don't even think I had to do that. I think it was just all about changing up my jigging cadence is what turned on the bite. So just keep that in mind when you're out there jigging. If, the finesse jigging ain't working, start jigging it a little bit harder and see if that gets some more attention for you. I think I pretty much could have used anything, not anything, but like I tried the little larvae from Junior's Jig Tails and the little ice tails from Junior's Jig Tails, and I mean they were coming in for it, but they weren't really hitting it, and I think it was just because that's when I was still doing that finesse jig, trying to just jig it nice and slow, and as soon as I started jigging it harder, then it all came together for me. But that's our video for now, and I hope you like it. Make sure you like and subscribe. I'll be doing a giveaway once we get to probably 150 subscribers, so keep that in mind. Thanks for watching.